So it starts with a great dressing, and every time I make this salad, people go crazy over it and ask for the recipe. So makes a nice big batch. So we've got 2 cups of mayonnaise, real mayonnaise, not the sweet salad dressing type. This is more of a savory salad. I know some layered salads have sugar in it. Mimi's salad didn't put sugar in it, so we're going to keep her recipe going, and it's still fantastic. So equal parts of mayonnaise and sour cream. You could use the light if you wanted to cut back. I wouldn't use the fat-free, though. It's just not going to taste the same. Okay. Now we want to give this some great flavor, and so we're going to add some garlic salt, some black pepper. We grew up with garlic salt. We didn't have fresh garlic and fresh herbs back then. I mean, sure, they were around, but they just weren't readily available, and most home cooks didn't cook with them. So garlic salt was always in my mom and my grandmother's pantry, and it is in our pantry here at the studio and my house at home. So that's what my grandmother used, so that's what we're going to use. So basically mayonnaise, sour cream, garlic salt, pepper, and the secret ingredient, 2/3 of a cup of Parmesan cheese. So I'm going to whisk that together. I talked about making things ahead. This dressing could be made up to 3 days ahead and parked in your refrigerator. Okay, so dressing done, and it makes a big batch of dressing because this is a great big salad. So now I'm going to start putting the salad together. And again, this is something that you can do morning of. Let it sit in your fridge all day. You could possibly even do this the night before if you really wanted to get it out of the way. I wouldn't do it too much before that, but I get it. The more you can get done, the better. So grab a nice 9x13 pan. This happens to be a pretty green one, but a clear one would work great too. Sometimes I'll do this salad in a pretty large clear glass bowl if you have a nice size one, or even a trifle dish. It works great in that too. So I'm using iceberg lettuce, and you want to take the core. Ann, did you do that for me already? Yes, ma'am. You sweet thing. So you want to take the core out of the lettuce, and I'm actually going to need another. The recipe calls for 1 to 2 heads, so I'm actually going to need probably another head of it.
Do you want me to walk in front of the camera?
No, that's okay. I'll get it. Let's see how we do. Sometimes those heads of lettuce are very big. Sometimes they're not. So actually, I think I'm going to be a-okay. So you just want to kind of roughly chop it, but pretty much keep it whole. You don't want to shred it up or cut it up like you would be doing a salad. You want to keep it. Now I'm using iceberg because that's what Mimi used. I will give you full-on permission to use chunked up romaine. That will also work. Romaine is, of course, quite a bit healthier for you, but still has that great crunch. But the classic way to do this is the iceberg. Wash it, core it, and then dice it into pretty large chunks. Okay, now for the rest of the ingredients, we've got some celery, and I'm just going to dice up some celery. So besides Ireland's tennis match last night, it was a busy night. I am in a, did I say tennis match?
Yeah.
Okay, besides Ireland's birthday last night, I think I'm losing it. I played in a tennis match last night. I'm in a traveling USTA team with a group of ladies, and it's just so much fun. So basically once a week we hit the road and play different communities, and then there's a social afterwards. It's just a great way to play tennis, have some fun, and meet some other ladies. So last night we played in Neenah, and it was great fun. Don't ask me how I did. It was great fun. I lost, but it was a great match. Even had a tiebreaker, so. And I played a lovely lady whose name was Amy, by the way. So I said, oh, I'll be able to remember your name. All right, so down goes our celery. I'll cut that piece up just a little bit more. So there's a lot going on with the salad, and that's why I love it so much. You know, a lot of different, there's crunch and there's some great flavors. Now we've got some frozen peas. Just pull these out of the freezer. You can throw them in the microwave for 30 seconds or so just to thaw them. You don't need to cook them at all. You still want them to have that nice bright green color, and that's why I love frozen peas. My grandmother Mimi also did. She was known not only for this salad, she was just a fabulous cook and loved to entertain. She lived on a lake in the summer, a cottage on a lake, so people would show up by boat. They'd just pull up to her dock all the time, and she loved it. She would not freak out at all when people came up. She would run out to the end of the dock and welcome them, unlike nowadays when people show up at your door, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm in my sweatpants, I have no makeup on. Didn't matter to her. She'd run right out and say, come on in, and she'd pull out something out of the fridge in no time. She had the littlest kitchen ever, but cranked out some of the best flavors of that at a little galley kitchen. And she just was known for entertaining and doing it and having fun at her own parties and keeping it simple. Really, for her dinner parties, it would be this layered salad, steaks, potatoes, and maybe a dessert, maybe corn on the cob, but that was it. She didn't do a ton of different dishes. She kept it pretty simple, but they were all fantastic. Okay. Going to add some more crunch. We've got the celery, and here's another fun ingredient in this recipe. It's 1 can of sliced water chestnuts. Now you could dice them up a little bit. The important thing is to drain this and then rinse them a little bit. You don't want them, they kind of can take on a little bit of the liquid, the flavor of the liquid. I love water chestnuts, but there's something in that liquid that they keep in the can, so I just really want to get that out of there so it's not in my salad. And I'm just going to take some of the water chestnuts and just place them on top. Again, this is going to be really a fun salad. People are going to be asking for this recipe. Alrighty. Now we've got some hard-boiled egg. Anne's favorite, big fan of hard-boiled egg. You can slice these, you can chop these. It's up to you how you want to do it. I just usually keep it pretty simple and kind of give them a rough chop. This is great. This is that time of year where there's lots of potlucks and end of the school year parties and graduation parties. This is perfect for this if you need to bring a dish to pass. This one's going to be a winner. All right. So our hard-boiled eggs go over the top. All right, now we've got some bacon, cooked crumbled bacon. If it's a Sunday and you're making bacon, make a few extra pieces. Everything's better with bacon. And now we're going to take that dressing, and the way I do it is I kind of dollop it over the top and then carefully spread it. You don't want to mix it into the salad. That is the key. You want to spread it like you're frosting a cake. So just kind of carefully spread that over the top. Anne said, could you serve it for dessert? Well, you could, but I'd take it anytime. The leftovers actually are really good for lunch. This makes a big batch. And then you top it with shredded cheddar cheese and chopped scallions. And normally at this point, I'll cover it with plastic wrap and park it in the refrigerator. And then right before serving, sprinkle that shredded cheddar cheese over the top and some chopped scallions so that it looks really great on your buffet or picnic table, or when you bring it out to serve it before dinner. So there you go. My grandmother Mimi's layered salad. It's delicious. Recipe is on the website, and I'm telling you, you got to make it this summer. Coming up, some more ideas to help you plan ahead. Are you planning to do the Bell and Run? We've got some tips and tricks to get you all ready. It'll be here before you know it. Plus, tips on making your outdoor planters look fantastic, and a couple make-ahead freezer recipes perfect for summer. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back.